Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2018, Pro Cyclist Mode, Episode 58. Ooh, Paulus. What is he at now? 81. Even better than myself. Okay. It is time for the Tour de France, as you can see in the video description. But before we can get to that, we do have a couple of jerseys to defend. National Time Trial and the National Road Race with that US jersey. I'm going to jump straight into my point in this 48-kilometer time trial. And we'll see how we do. Alright, and away we go. It looks like the same course that we were on a year ago. The big difference being that I have Nielsen Paulus breathing down my neck as a favorite. So it's possible that I am not going to be in the driver's seat to retain my jersey, which is now no longer on my back for the first time. Really, since I've been with this team, actually. Oh, ghosting. Ah! Okay. Thought I saw a ghost there for a moment. Okay, so riding into 76, it looks like I have a slight deficit right now, so I may need to back off somewhat. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and maintain this pace while we go and loop around the checkpoint up here in just a little bit. At the moment, Lawson Craddock has a very comfortable lead over Logan Owen, a minute 48 to the good, but that is at the end of the race. Second checkpoint, he's got a 9-second lead over William Barta, so it's much closer there. But at the first checkpoint, which I'm just about ready to hit here after I turn this corner, it is my teammate, TJ Van Garderen, who is in a big deficit energy-wise out there on the track, but he leads at the end of the first checkpoint. And again, he's on that negative trajectory when it comes to energy, so he's going to lose a lot of time. But he does have an 11-second lead over Nielsen Paulus. So that's my direct competitor here in this race, as I'm about to see another ghost. At least I didn't have to see him for long. Lander, also 11 seconds down. Lawson Craddock is 25. I am 27, which is right there in the mix. Van Garderen a bit ahead, but again, his big deficit on energy with quite a distance yet to cover. I think Van Garderen's going to lose a ton of time, so not worried about him. It is Paulus that I'm worried about, and he's got a 16-second buffer at the first sector. Is he going too far into the red as well? It looks like I am going slightly too far into the red, and I might need to back off to that 75. Let's go ahead and do that now. I could step it back up later if I need to. More ghosts. I'm just flying through some ghosts today. Okay, finish line is off to the right. We are not turning right yet, though. We've got another. There you go. There's the finish line. There was the start line. We've got to turn around for lap number 2. Shouldn't have any more ghosting now. If I catch up to anybody, it's because there's TJ. There's TJ, long since out of energy, so he's going to be struggling here. New reference time coming in. Let me see how we're looking. Moving on to the second time check. Finney, these guys are starting to come in, so my competitors are starting to come in. Van Garderen still with a comfortable lead at that point. Finney coming in at 42 behind. Rosskopf just inside a minute. Backman, who I ghosted a while ago, is a minute 7. Excuse me. Sorry, it is allergy season. And as a track coach, I've been getting outside a lot here recently and getting plenty of allergens right up into my nose. good stuff, huh? Anyway, Van Garderen at the finish line is only 4th fastest, so he lost a ton of time by running out of energy. So Barta, Craddock, Backman all ahead of him, and I expect the time to get much closer to 1 hour here in the near future. I am recovered enough now where I now have a little bit of extra energy instead of a deficit. And let's turn our focus back to the second checkpoint as we're about to cross that line now. 36 seconds behind Lander. 24 behind Van Garderen, but this is right about that point where Van Garderen completely ran out of energy and crashed. Paulus, there we go. Paulus is 28 seconds ahead. So, okay, and Paulus is behind me as the favorite. So I'm actually the second one on the road. I'm wearing number 11. He's wearing number 1.
The best time has fallen still further.
Taylor Phinney now to the top of the leaderboards. And again, I think the time's going to come down quite a bit from there. I'd say most of the top 5 is going to change in the next handful of riders as I go under 5 kilometers left in this race. At this point, I'm not sure. Unless he runs out of energy, I do not think I'm going to beat Paulus here. Looks like Paulus is looking pretty strong today. I'm on that even-keeled race day condition, zeros across the board. Absolutely no change. If I had any pluses, I think I'd be in good shape. But, I'm running out of energy. I'm running out of energy a little sooner than I thought. I thought I had enough to make it to the finish line. I do not. I ran out just before the finish line. No push, 20 seconds. I didn't even beat Lander. Who the heck is Lander? Well, Lander's in the lead. I'm a minute clear of anyone else, and I might only be 3rd here. Oh, Paulus, yes, 10 seconds ahead of me, and Lander is the U.S. national champion, whoever the heck that is. I'm not even certain which team he is on. He must be on a plus 20 race day condition. Holoesco Citadel. Okay. Yeah, wow. Not sure how he pulled that off, but he did pull it off. Huge victory there for him. That is definitely the race of his career. We'll take a look at what his attributes are here in a moment. So, 3rd place. At least that was the team objective. 21 years old. He's a climber, but he is a 78 in the time trial. A 74 overall. So this is, it appears to be a game, a regen of some kind. So, I get that, and it looks like he is a future stage racer. I mean, it says he's a climber now, but this guy very much looks like he could be a stage racer based on that resistance, based on the time trial, the recovery, the mountain climbing. Yeah, he's on his way to competing for stage race wins, and like myself a few years ago, the surprise victory. He must be on the form of his life at the moment. So I failed to defend that jersey, but at least I do meet the objective, so I get plus 15 there. We've got the road race coming up, and we're going to skip straight into the middle of the race. 65 kilometers to go in this one. I will be going pretty quickly through it, but quickly I'll get you caught up first before I speed this up. 3 riders in the break, just over 3 minutes ahead. Peloton now sitting at about 34 riders. Not a big field to begin with. Just over 50 riders have entered this race. The top 3 favorites, Van Garderen at the edge of that, on the top of that list, and the Holoesco team, who just out of nowhere came in Lander and took the time trial jersey. Now looks like he wants to be a stage racer. And I never saw this, but Lawson Craddock is on that team now. Now, it's Lawson Craddock who's wearing number 1, and at the back of the field, as you can see, their team, for the most part, is doing the pulling. Most of this race, it was Van Garderen, but Van Garderen, now that the pace has picked up and another team picked up the banner on the chase,
Let's hope that all riders will get up quickly.
Van Garderen is my only teammate here today, and he is on teammate status, so I went ahead and recalled him for his role here with the protection status. So that way I can stay fresh for the end. Like I said, I am the favorite for this, but we still have 5 times up this climb. It's the same climb we do each year for the National Championship, but at least here in game. I know in real life they visit it pretty regularly. I don't think they do it every year, though. The lead overall to the breakaway group has come down by 2 minutes, so it does appear that they'll be caught. It's only 3 riders, so they've got to be pretty fatigued by now. This is one of the longer stages of the year, well over 200 kilometers. And here we go on the climb again. This will make 3 times left to go, and once we get to the top here, I'll go ahead and send Van Garderen back for water. That's close enough. Go ahead and go now. There we go. Alright, that's the last time we have to worry about that. And let me make sure that I'm not going to get dropped down the order a bit. So it's 36 riders, and actually that lead is back out to 3 minutes. It's going the wrong direction. Holoesco really not chasing very well, and I might need to get DJ on that. We've only got 3 times left up the climb. We gotta bring this thing back. I wanted the protection, but right now we need to have a shot at something other than 4th place. Who is, let's see, Bannister, Joyce, and Young. It'd be a real shame if this race were decided and won from the break. Well, almost instantly we pull back 30 seconds to get back to roughly where we were. Really need to start clawing back some time here. There we go. Now it appears he's going fast enough to claw back time. Yeah, there we go. And they're splitting apart. So now they're getting the attack. They feel the pressure. That's good. That's good. Boy, he hasn't gained much, though. Not at this point, anyway. Peloton's down to 29 riders. It's shrinking pretty quick. I hate that I'm not getting support on this. I guess I don't necessarily need him to pull back a lot of time on the flat, but he's going to have to pull back a ton of time on this climb right here. We'll see how that goes. There's only going to be 1 more time up it, and we're just now going under 2 minutes. I'm not sure we're going to get him. Minute 40 now. Minute and a half. That's a full minute he's pulled back. More than a minute that he's pulled back now. There they are. Okay. Well done, Van Garderen. Well done. 30 seconds now. Once we get up there, he can back off and go back to protection duties. Just 24 riders giving chase. I'm going to be the strongest for that climb, but it looks like I'm not going to have Van Garderen support for the most part. Craddock pulling at the front, so it is the other guy that's the one going for it. We've got to be within range here, though. I'm going to just have to be on my own, which is okay. I mean, I'm still pretty fresh here, so I suppose it's not that big of a deal. But they are actually pulling back away a little bit. But we pulled back 2 minutes on the climb last time, so they're only 30 seconds up. and I should be strong enough to get this, as we are now inside the final 8 kilometers. And I've actually just recovered to my full strength, and I think a lot of other riders won't be. There's Paulus too, so there's my other.
We're into the last 5 kilometers.
Here we go, 4.5K to go. We are still about 300 to 400 meters behind those guys. Here comes my attack to the front. Gel. Okay, and ready, set. Here we go. Accelerate, accelerate. Pulling away. Pulling away, lapping people.
Very sore at the end of the day. And there goes the mad burst for the final
Not
sprint.
too early, not too early. Now go, now go. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, get there. Get there. Get it done. Get it done. All right. Kept that jersey. Logan Owen in second. Paulus third. Eric Dombrowski, Craddock, Warbase. Howes, Roskopf, Koos. So he didn't even take top 10. The new kid on the block. 7th of July, now in the year 2022. And it is the first day of the Tour de France. Fitness is kind of low right now at just 86%. It's taken a drop in the recent weeks with very little racing going on. And coming off the previous fitness peak. Freshness, though, 100%. Zero fatigue. I've done a lot of avoiding training until this week. Unfortunately, though, the day of the U.S. National Championship, I did hit my fitness peak. So that was 6 days ago. So I'm already 6 days into my fitness peak, day 7 as I enter. So I'm wrapping up my first week of my fitness peak with a 2 to 3 week timeline. That means I'm looking at roughly half the race with the fitness peak, hopefully the longer end, not the shorter end, and then hopefully we'll rebuild into the 90s throughout the course of this race. Plenty of climbers to support with one regular domestique. That'll certainly help my cause. Unfortunately, Warren Barguil, who's been having some problems with headaches and a very low fitness rate at 77%, is here. So what should be one of my strongest helpers might not be so strong. Stage 1 is a prologue, just 7 kilometers, completely flat. That'll split times up almost immediately. Oh, really bad timing here. Just as we're about to get the race underway, and wow, it's Peter Sagan behind me for Sforza. Just as I'm about to start, the rain starts falling. The great thing here, race day condition +3, my prologue a +6. Now the hard thing is I don't know how hard to go necessarily. That was too hard. Okay, I think we're okay. It's just so fast, it's really hard to judge what you need to put into it to attack it appropriately. Back to a 90. Yeah, the rain could change things a little bit for this finish. '11th, 16 seconds down. That's That's decent. Team objective was top 15 anyway, and I did that. Tom DeWillon's only 20th, Sagan 19th, Kwiatkowski in 15th. I've got 12th. I think that was the last rider to cross the line, so 12th is where we are. Kittel. You got, let's see, Jungels, Stuyven, Alaphilippe in 6th, Michael Matthews in 4th. Wow, great job for him. Garrett Thomas 2nd, and it is Jan Izagirre by 8 seconds. Groupama FDJ, the leader. And the first yellow jersey of the Tour de France is going to be on his back for stage number 2. Much earlier than what I would normally do for a sprint stage, but it is a cobbled sprint stage number 2 here. We've already been through 3 sections. We have a couple left to go. And those cobbled sections have done some damage when they've come. They've been difficult sections. So for that, we're back a bit early. I will be going at a much faster rate than normal, but we are pretty close to hitting one of those cobbled sections now, so we'll keep it slow while we go through that. Right now, the team that I have here with me very much catered towards supporting me for this race, which is really good. The initial team objective for the race as a whole, top 3 in the final overall standings. It looks like we have, it's hard to tell with the provisional young rider standings in there, which, by the way, you might have noticed I'm wearing a white jersey. 3-star section. 3-star section here as we roll through. Let's see, even at an 84, I'm just barely on the blinking red, and it's definitely doing some damage. But luckily, with only one section towards the end, I think we'll be okay. It's a lengthy one. We'll see. Hopefully it's not 5 stars as we approach the end of this one. Breakaway group is very small, just 4 riders, 3.5 minutes ahead. Should be pretty easy to catch them. Hopefully our pace isn't insane when we hit that next cobbled section. Otherwise, that's where I'll be in trouble. The only place I'll be in trouble. I've got a +3 on cobbles today at least, though. That does help because I have a terrible cobble rating. Apologize for the crazy speed here, but I was setting it up as a just in case. And speaking of just in case, slow it back down to ×4 now. It's not quite as hectic. 2 riders have had the whoa, what if scenarios already. Wilco Kelderman has withdrawn from the race after a crash early on. And he is riding for Sunweb. And then riding for Team Cofidis, as in real life, Nasser Bouhanni out of this race. So I don't know if he got into a fight with someone, because in real life, I'm sure that's what would have caused him to be out of the race already. But he's out. And I won't miss him.
There are a couple of riders who want to go it alone.
Alright, coming up on the next section. Let me slow down. See, there's a huge split behind us, but it's really only a handful of riders that are off the back. We started with, 175, and I think we've had 2 withdrawals, maybe 3, so that's 172. So there's like 4 riders off the back is all. And it looks like they're all alone, just trying to survive, and they might all get eliminated. They're so far back. Alright, here we go. We are in it. I'm already near the front, so I should be okay. It's 4 stars, 3.5 kilometers.
Apparently, there's another puncture. The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires. That looks like a really bad fall. It's a shame, but he's not going any further.
Port, Tarame have fallen. Things have split. We're actually ahead of the peloton right now. And it's back together for now. Wow, am I filthy. Come on, level off. Level off! I don't want to still be as if we're in the cobbled areas because, yeah, you can see how much damage was done to me. Peloton coming back together, 50 riders at least currently. We'll see some rebunching, but I have a feeling not everybody's going to get back on. That was a long and hard section that's going to leave a lot of riders behind. I still have no teammates up here. I am all alone, covered in mud. Just one rider left off front, 1 minute, so they will be caught. 30 kilometers to go. There's 32 riders in the chase group. Barguil, De Plus, and Own. That is our domestique / I think he's our sprinter for this race. Not that we expect him to place. I think they put all their eggs in my basket. So, happy Easter, everyone. That was already a while ago, but, you know, hey. It's my time. First trip to the Tour de France for me. Excited to be here. I got my jitterbugs out on those cobbles as they shook them right out of me.
Some team managers mustn't appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
The recalculation after that prologue stage, as they always tend to do in this game for prologue time trials, scooted me from 12th to a lucky number 13. So we'll see if I finish this race. That chase group did catch back up. That's 82 riders now in the peloton. And De Plus is coming up to give me a little protection, allow me to recover before this finish line, 19 kilometers. Let me speed things up so we can get a little closer to that. That breakaway group is caught, so we're in a good place there now. Another withdrawal, Johansson, that looks like he's off the back. He was one of those early crashers, a 12. I'm assuming that meant he was picked up by the broom wagon. 9K to go, and I'm still struggling somewhat here with a small group now, 46 riders hanging on. Owen's looking okay. De Plus is helping me out, keeping me in one piece, and I'm pretty tired here. 3K though, so I will make it to the end. 3K, use that gel. Accelerate here, and ready, set, and sprint. Top 10 maybe? Top 10? Come on. Running out of energy just before the line. That's going to back me off a couple spots. Gaviria takes the win. Groenewegen, Ewan, Simon Yates. Takes 5th. Quintana, Sagan. Let's see. Uman there in 10th. I got 13th on the stage. But with a small group, about 39 riders or so at the finish, that's good. There's already going to be some considerable time gaps, so that might scoot me up into the top 10 overall. There's my team coming in. Time cutoff is going to be 40 minutes. We're already at 20, and there's pretty big gap to those last two riders. I think those two guys are going to get eliminated, whoever they are. Like I said, that broom wagon already picked up somebody. Oh, that one just came in under the radar. So, looks like just one of those final two eliminated, as that guy crossed the line and the timer had already gone red.
And here are a few of the key moments.
Ooh. Did we talk about lucky number 13? I think I just finished in 13th place, didn't I? I think we're on to something here. Where's that time gap? Time gap. They forgot to put in the time gap. Are you kidding me? These guys were like 2, 3, 4 minutes behind. The first time gap comes after 1:31 to 4 minutes. Not even close. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, game. Oh my goodness. What What a mess. Stage 3 on its way. They forgot to put in the time gaps, even though there were clear gaps. I mean, there was groups spread by considerable distances on the road, and we definitely did not come in one giant bunch sprint at all. We had 39 riders or so come across first, and then we had a group of about 8 or 10 come across, 30 seconds to a minute down, and then we had another group, and then we had another group. Stage 3, little punchy one. There's going to be some damage here, especially at 200 kilometers. This series of climbs it's going to take a toll. We'll jump back in, I think, right before this Category 4 climb to see how that plays out. Alright, we're at times 2 speed with 55 kilometers to go. I think we are still going to be able to cruise for a little bit longer before things really start to pick up.
Appreciate the fact that there is a breakaway, given that the pack has increased its speed.
But the breakaway group of 5, their lead is down to just 2 minutes. Took them a good while to get that group established. I was a little surprised how small the group was, but every time additional riders went to try to join the group, they were quickly chased down, and so it was kept at a small size. My 85 was going red, 87's doing fine. Just Category 4 climb, so there's no points left here. As we go over the top of the first of the remaining climbs, the highest point in the stage is the next climb, but it's still not anything to fret over. Temporary split in the group, just 21 riders, now it's back together. Back up to times 2. Let's also get this back up a little bit, as I seem to be sliding backwards. Again, a split. I'd actually like to see some splits today and not see them do what they did on the last stage. That's one thing I'd really like the game to fix in future editions, as it still does that way too much. I understand how, in the final 2, 3, 4 kilometers of a stage in real life, that especially sprinters, sprinters can create a small gap, a number of meters, 25 meters between the back end of the sprinters and then the remnants of the lead outs, along with, maybe some GC guys coming across. Why would you give a separate time there when it's just, pure sprint versus when they were ultimately together? Small gaps, tiny gaps. But when the field splits more than 30 kilometers from the finish line and is down to 39 riders, and 39 riders ride alone for 30 kilometers, and then finish as a group of 39, and a chase group never gets close, how would that be the same time? And it's something I've seen again and again and again and again. So it's not a fluke, It's very much a mechanic that happens in this game over and over again, if you haven't figured that out from watching this series or from playing the game yourself. But with my rant out of the way, we are down to 25 kilometers. We are into this punchy section that is undulating a good little bit, but it's not bad. There's not much going on here, though. We've got a little Category 3 climb coming up. It's the only decent climb of the day. Maybe I'll slow down for that one. But that breakaway group is nearly caught. Their lead is down to 30 seconds, and you can see them just beyond the motorcycles there. Motorcycles should be clearing out here in a moment. And on to that hill. And I'm kind of thinking I might want a little piece of this action here. Good support. Giving me some support right now. And without attacking, I just picked up a point. I think Brandel got 2. No, Klanchik held on? That's not right. I think it was just the 2 points. I think Brandel got 2 points, I got 1. I think the Category 4 climbs are only worth a single point. The Category 3 point climbs are worth 2 and 1 to the first 2 finishers. As, hey, it's the Tour de France. There's going to be a lot of climbs. And the nice thing is they include those little itty-bitty climbs, but those little itty-bitty climbs are worth little itty-bitty points. That's how that works. Category 2's worth a bit more, and then ultimately the Cat 1s and the Alls category climbs are definitely where the points are at. It's a little strange to see such a large team here on that left-hand column list of riders that I have. We're down to 8 kilometers already, so this stage is getting short quick. We've still got 160 riders. The breakaway group is caught, or the current breakaway group that was trying to get ahead. And I better slow things down and make a real quick decision. Do I want to attack this little hill at all? Why not? Why not? It could mean a small, little time gap, or it could mean nothing. But let's wait to actually attack the climb, huh? Summit's 1K. Wow, that's short. Okay. But now we can attack it. Van Avermaet. Okay. 3K. 3K. 2K. Coming up towards that finish. 1K. And there we go. Sprint is on. I'm going to run out of energy early. No. Top 10, maybe. I've got a huge group side by side. Gaviria again. Damar. Ewan. Quintana, Alaphilippe, Yates. Pinot. Bardet. 9th. Gegenhardt, 10th. So I got 9th. That's good. I think it might have been Alaphilippe at the top of the climb there, so he might have picked up the 1 point. That's not what I'm worried about. I was trying to see if there was any sort of separation. Here it's showing 50 riders at the finish. It may or may not have been the case. This time that was a huge group that was together, and it was only in the final kilometers that we split apart. This is what I was just talking about. Here I can see more of the time still being similar. And I'll laugh if it is time gaps. Why? Because the last one, sprint stage, even though it was cobbled. This stage, hills. So the game automatically presumes time gaps, where in the other instance it doesn't.
Now for the race highlights.
So we'll take a quick look, see if there actually are time gaps. You can see there is a definite split there. Definite split there. No split. Oh, there is a split. Okay, after the first 50. Told you. It's only 38 seconds, but they actually considered it. Kittel, Degenkolb missed out on the main sprint. Won the secondary sprint. Froome missed out. My teammates missed out. Rapaciro missed out. Caruso, Chavez, Dan Martin. There's Groenewegen, Van Aert. Okay, definitely some riders that missed out. So that scoots me up into the top 10. 8th now, 17 seconds behind. So I got kind of locked between the two. I wanted to say 18 while I was trying to say 17 and 8th. Something or other. We moved up a few spots. So Jan Izagirre still holding on to that yellow jersey. Geraint Thomas in second place. That is a really strong position for him to be in. But I don't know if he's a team leader or not. 78 overall. 36 years old now here in game. 2022, remember. I wouldn't pick that rider as my top contender, but I think Kwiatkowski is kind of the guy for Sky these days, but maybe not. He's not the greatest mountain climber. He's more of an Alaphilippe type. Matthews, Ewan, and speaking of, there's Alaphilippe, and that's what I'm talking about. Strong, good mountains, but really, really strong in the hills. A puncher. Classics. Monuments. A very good gap in the sprint jersey already. And yeah, just the 1 point. Alaphilippe. Oh, Alaphilippe doesn't have a point, so who the heck was first over the top? Oh, it was Van Avermaet, and he was just meters ahead of me, I guess. I do have the under 25s jersey already now by 23 seconds. And in the team competition, 12th. 12th. Ugh. Disgraceful. Picking up a little bit of points for being first in the under 25s. Scooted my way up the standings just a little bit. Stage number 4, possibly. Depends on the profile, looking at the time right now. Depending on that profile, we'll get one more stage in, or I might be calling it a day. I need to see what this stage is about to bring. Team time trial, 62 kilometers. That's actually kind of a long stage for a team time trial that I would need to show essentially the entire stage. So I'm going to have to open the next episode with that one. So we got the first 3 stages of the Tour de France out of the way. Here in this episode, we also got the national time trial and national road race. I retained one of those jerseys, but only managed 3rd place in the individual time trial. So I've won this one twice now. I've won this one twice now. But only last year did I win them both in the same season. Of course, this is now on season 5 of my career. So that's a 40% win ratio in the Nationals. For the Nationals, which of course the U.S. is not the hardest to win currently. They certainly would have been a difficult to win jersey a little over a decade ago, with some pretty regular Tour de France champions year after year, more than one. So I'm still leading the World Tour. Margin's a little smaller, I think, at this point, over Yates. Rainsford leading the Continental rankings. And I do have that Super Prestige rankings lead. I am now over halfway to 1,000, and with the Tour de France going on right now, considerable points. If I finish, in the top 3 where the team suggests I do, I should be well on my way to hitting 1,000 this season, but it would be really nice to actually win one of these Grand Tours, and I've already won the final one, the Vuelta. I've won that before, so it'd be nice to get the Tour de France victory. Not sure though, again, like the Giro d'Italia, I do have this crisis of fitness peak. Way too early, fitness level, not quite there. I don't have the fatigue issue that I was kind of dealing with for the Giro. So we'll see. It's nice that Viviani is also inside the top 10, so a second teammate. It's definitely been Yates and Dumoulin throughout this year that have been a challenge. Gaviria has been the top sprinters. You can see that's why he's in the top 5. And then Egan Bernal, which I don't think Bernal is here at the Tour de France. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm a Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.